The Last Jedi is a movie you can see in theaters in 211 days.
Until then, you're stuck with us.
Sorry.
This week on the Star Wars Show, Anthony sits down with Lucasfilm Animation's Carrie, Beck. We put together our very own R2-D2 and much, much more. Now, from the Lucasfilm headquarters, it's the Star Wars Show.
Hello, and welcome to the Star Wars Show. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Andy Gutierrez, and that's usually my line, but our writer decided to phone it in this week.
Somebody writes this show?
Yes, and he's very handsome and smart. No, he's not! Quit messing with the teleprompter.
Last week, Marvel released the highly anticipated Star Wars crossover event, The Screaming Citadel.
The series is about Luke Skywalker teaming up with nefarious archaeologist Dr. Aphra in a 5-part gothic horror adventure.
Yeah, if you are new to Star Wars comics, Screaming Citadel is a great place to jump on because it is crossing over the monthly Star Wars comic, the monthly Dr. Aphra comic, and
ties it all together.
It is an absolutely wonderful way to jump into the Marvel Star Wars comics, which are unbelievable.
The series is written by Kieran Gillen and Jason Aaron, with art by Andrea Briccardo, Marco Cicchetto, and Salvador LaRocca.
All of my cousins. I will see you all on Thanksgiving. Moving on to what is a very serious, very important Star Wars news story that will not only impact your life today, but possibly for generations.
That's right, Anthony. According to the Associated Press, there's a new 901st most popular baby boy name.
Rising 2,368 spots from last year is Kylo. Yes, people are naming their children after my sad, perfect boy. And you know what? It is awesome, but it's also kind of terrifying.
Right? Can you imagine the temper tantrums little baby Kylo would have? Like the terrible twos?
Keep it safe, Kylo dads. You know, I think our job is done this week.
I think so. This was and will always be the most important news that has ever graced the Star Wars show.
Mark it down, Internet. We have peaked.
And now, in lieu of a segue, let's watch us assemble our own R2-D2 from Sideshow with droids. You think we have enough droids around the office today?
Never enough droids, Andy. You know what's funny is I told these guys we were doing an unboxing and they all came running because droids love assembling things.
That's true, and we have quite the project to assemble. Our friends at Sideshow Collectibles sent us this set of huge boxes that, when assembled, makes a full-scale, life-size R2-D2, and now we get to put it together.
You guys ready? They say they want to help, but only one of them has hands.
And he's not that helpful.
Let's see how this goes. Oh my gosh, thank you so much to our friends at Sideshow for sending us this. Guys, please welcome R2 to the office. Politely, please. I've got Carrie Beck, the VP of Animation Development and member of the story group here at Lucasfilm with me. Carrie, thank you so much for sitting down with us. It seems like it's a very exciting time to be in animation development with Star Wars.
It definitely is. We have a lot going on with Rebels, with LEGO Star Wars Freemaker Adventures, and the upcoming Forces of Destiny project.
Let's talk a little bit about Forces of Destiny because
Sure.
people are extremely excited. How do you decide what moments go into Forces of Destiny?
I think for us, we looked at the stories that are being told right now, and then given the knowledge we have about where we might go in the future, we started to look for what were the examples of the moments that would display those acts of everyday heroism, the small moments of courage, of bravery, of just the moments that build great character.
As the VP of Development, you've kind of got your hand in all of this stuff. What exactly is it that a VP of Development does?
Part of being the VP of Development is about helping to develop the stories that we're going to be telling in those animated series. And then you start to pick, okay, what are the good character sets? What are the interesting stories? What are the compelling environments for in this case, a TV show to take place? It's really important that we all really understand what each medium does well. So what are the best mediums to tell these stories? So for animation, we're able to build a whole bunch of environments, really expensive sets, right? And tell stories that span a long period of time and tell a longer journey. Like with Ezra, you get more of the details of his journey over 4 seasons.
That feels tricky. How did you get into animation development? How did you wind up where you are now?
Oh, well, that's That's a long, long story. I actually did not start in animation at all. I started in feature films. I started working in both DreamWorks. It was my first job as an intern in the story department there in the Amblin building on the Universal lot, which was very cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I didn't know then that one day I would come to work for Kathy here at Star Wars, right here at Lucasfilm.
When you got here, did you start off working with the animation department, or did you start off somewhere else?
When I started, I was actually in a content strategy role. I was in many of the early Episode 7 development meetings with that team, and one of the things early on that we had to start thinking about is what we might make as a new animated TV show, and that's when those early conversations began about Star Wars Rebels and thinking about what would be next after the Clone Wars.
Are you responsible for allowing Dave to have his Space Wolf finally?
I don't think anybody's responsible for that but Filoni. I think...
4 years of wishing for Space Wolves?
I think that is destiny. I think Filoni was destined to have his Space Wolves, right? He just didn't know that this group of people would arrive and be there to help make it so.
Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us, and
pleasure.
we're so excited for everything animation has coming up in the next year. It sounds like it's going to be a really amazing year for Star Wars animation.
It's going to be awesome.
We're here with the Saber Guild, where they're training lightsaber choreography, and you have been here training as well as just performing different lightsaber battles.
Yes, we're global. We started as 5 people in Orange County, California, and now we have over 370 across the globe.
370 different Jedi members training and performing fight choreography with lightsabers. So how long did it take you to get to the level where you're at?
Well, one of the great things about Saber Guild is we have members from not only all over the world, but many, many backgrounds. They start off, some people are great with choreography and have 15 years of martial arts experience, all the way to the point where they've never even seen a saber in real life. But through Saber Guild and the training, we have the opportunity to have members start off. They usually train for about 6 months, and by that point, they're looking just like the movies.
For a beginner, how am I doing so far for a beginner?
Well, you charge the Sith, so I think you already jumped like 3 or 4 levels.
Okay.
Not quite a master yet,
Yeah.
but you're doing pretty good so far.
Okay, I'm doing okay. I probably would be dead in a real situation, but I didn't die. So before we go, let's just say their slogan: 2 sides, 1 force!
Next week is the actual 40th anniversary of Star Wars: A New Hope being released in theaters.
And so, as we do here on the show, we want to hear some of your favorite New Hope memories.
We're talking old pictures, stories, even videos if you have them, of how you experienced Star Wars for the first time.
Send them to us using the hashtag SW40, and we'll feature our favorites here next week.
You know, that actually wasn't the first Star Wars I saw.
First one I saw was Empire.
Mine was Jedi.
Really?
Yeah, we're learning so much about each other tonight. Huh, awesome. Thanks for watching. And as always, may the Force be with you. And my dad was like, she's gonna like Ewoks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna like Ewoks.
Yeah.
Give a kid an Ewok.
Yeah, I was
Keeps him
hooked.
busy for days.
Hooked.